Hi, incredible listener. You're welcome. Welcome back to A Walk with A.F.I podcast. I am your host, A.F.I, and I am so glad and excited that you are here today because we are diving into a topic that is very challenging and liberating: vulnerability. That thing that we are often taught to avoid because it feels so uncomfortable and risky. But here is the truth: vulnerability is the foundation of living an authentic and meaningful life. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's unpack what vulnerability is, why we shy away from it, and of course, how can we begin to embrace it in our everyday lives. Let's start with this. Vulnerability isn't what we think it is. Most time we think that it is weakness. But I did. It is not. I know it feels that way sometimes, especially when you are putting yourself out there and you're not sure how others will respond. You're not sure how they are going to take it. You're not sure about their reaction and all of that. But in reality, vulnerability is about showing up fully as yourself, with no mask, with no pretense, and of course, no perfection. And I want you to think about a moment when you felt deeply connected to someone. Was it because they had it all together? Was it because they seem all bougie, classy, collected, got it, everything under control kind of a person? Probably not, right? Because it's usually in those raw, honest moments when someone says, I've been there too. Yeah, or they admit and say, I don't have all the answers. Most times, it's in those moments that we feel the most connected to people. And for me, one of my vulnerable moments was my first year at the university. I had this issue that was messing with my head, and being vulnerable, opening up to people to seek help was very tough for me. I felt like, how are they going to see me? Maybe they're going to see me as somebody that is not serious, someone that is not taking her studies seriously, less of a student, from someone with no direction or even purpose. And I thought it would make me look so weak. I thought it would make people really look down on me and all of that. But instead, let me tell you for free that it's deepened my relationships and it's reminded me that it is okay not to be okay sometimes. And up to now, I'm still enjoying the relationship that this particular problem and me being vulnerable brought into my life. And I hope that I will continue to enjoy that relationship or those relationships for a very, very long time. And now let's address this big elephant in the room. Yes. Why does vulnerability feel so scary? Because the truth of the matter is it feels scary. I'm not going to debunk that. I know it does. But the only reason is because of our fear of, rejection and judgment. Because, the society has taught us to keep up our appearances, to be strong and to avoid anything that might make us look less than that person. And because of that, we think that, oh, no, I cannot be vulnerable. But here is the irony. The more we try to hide our imperfections, the more disconnected we feel. When we pretend to have it all together, it might impress people. That is the truth. Where present yourself as somebody that don't have any problem, you don't have any issue, you always got it under control, you are always on point, you are perfect, everything about you is perfect. Yeah, people get impressed, I know, but it doesn't create a very real and lasting connection. It doesn't do that. See, you connect more with people when you are in a vulnerable state, because the point is it helps them to open up too. And that is one of the gifts that vulnerability bears. It deepens relationships. When you open up to people, you invite them to do the same. You create this trust and intimacy. I can say that the people that, I was able to open up to about my problem when I was in my 100 level, and that situation helped me to, open up. And at the same time, I realized that, okay, maybe they even gone through something similar to what I was going through, or something even more serious than what I was going through. That really helped, and it strengthened the bond. And even up to now, I'm still enjoying the strength of the bond. So that is one of the gifts that comes with being vulnerable. It strengthens your bond. You are giving people the avenue to also open up to you, and it helps you to build courage. See, I don't think there's anybody I cannot talk to in this life. Like, I want to tell you something. I'm going to say it. I don't think there's anybody that I cannot say, okay, I want to see you. I want to see you, sir. I want to see you, ma. I want to talk to you. I've been in a lot of vulnerable states. I've opened up to people. I've had serious conversations with people. So I don't think there's anyone that I cannot, have a conversation with. And because of that, you go stronger. You prove to yourself that you can handle uncertainty. Because if I tell you, ma, I want to see you, I want to discuss something with you, the worst thing that could happen is for you to judge me or say no. You either disagree with me or you judge me. And looking at the brighter side, you can say, yeah, I understand you, or you say, yes, I agree totally with what you're saying. So what's there to lose? Do you understand? So when you get to be vulnerable with people, it strengthens you, it strengthens your courage, and it fosters self-acceptance. See, when you stop hiding parts of yourself, you begin to embrace your whole story. When I was going through this tough time in school, after I opened up to people, it helped me to know that, okay, girl, this is the situation at hand, and we need to find a solution to it. It's helping to know that, okay, yeah, this is a problem. How can we turn the table around to help you to accept that situation? It will help you to accept whatever is going around you. It will help you to know that, okay, yeah, this is it. And the next step to be taken is to seek solution. So vulnerability might look scary, but trust me, it has a lot of benefits, and it will help you to grow. One of my favorite authors actually said this. He said, vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. And honestly, I couldn't agree more, because he captured the whole essence and the whole meaning of vulnerability. Now, I want us to get practical. You don't have to start big. You might be thinking, okay, I'm not the type that is vulnerable, so how do I want to do it? My dear, start small. I'll tell you to start small. You don't have to pour your heart to everyone. I would never advise you to do that. Don't even try it. So begin with the person that you trust. Share a thought with this person. You can share a feeling with this person. You can even share a particular struggle with them. So don't feel like, okay, it's too big, I cannot do it. No, just start small and then trust yourself. Be honest with yourself. See, one of the best ways to be honest with yourself is when you make use of your journal. Journaling is a great way to explore your emotions. It helps you to know how you are feeling at every point in time. It helps you to know how you are handling your emotions. Just write down how you feel. Write down why you feel that way. It will help you to know whatever is going on with you. And then reframe failure, reframe challenges. I know that the society made us to feel like when you're going through something or you feel you're a failure, oh God. And I keep saying it. The fact that you failed does not make you a failure. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, see it as a learning opportunity, a learning privilege. See it as you probably been in a mini school. Because vulnerability includes admitting when things don't go as planned. But when you reframe failure, it will help you to accept the challenge. It will help you to see the brighter side and know that, okay, this setback is not the end. The fact that I have a setback doesn't mean that I cannot come back and stand on my feet. Setback and detours doesn't mean that that is the end for you. It will help you to know that even in the midst of a setback, you still have the best destination waiting ahead of you. So when you do this, it will help you, to build and to embrace vulnerability. And last but not the least, I will say that you should practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness. Love yourself. Talk to yourself like you're talking to a friend. How do you talk to a friend? When you're talking to a friend, you're kind, right? You're all lovey-dovey. Talk to yourself like that. Sometimes I'm trying to talk to myself and I'm just smiling and people like, what's wrong with this girl? And I'm like, well, the way I address people is the same way I should address myself, right? So I'm kind to you, I should be kind to myself. So be kind to yourself. Remember that it's okay to be human. It's not about being vulnerable with everyone, but it's about choosing when and where to let your guard down in a way that feels safe and meaningful. And here is a little challenge for you this week. Think about one area in your life where you tend to hold back, maybe your relationship, at work, or even on social media. Yeah, it can be that. So choose one small step towards openness. It could be sharing a fear, it could be asking for help, or simply saying, I don't know. That means okay for that. And honestly, I would love to hear how it goes for you. So send me a message or leave a comment if you are very comfortable with me. And I hope that you are. And let's grow together. And let me leave you with these thoughts. Vulnerability isn't about exposing yourself to pain. It's about opening yourself to connection, growth, and authenticity. So the next time you feel tempted to hide a part of yourself, remember that you are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. And thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need this message today. And until next time, please take care and keep showing up as your beautifully imperfect self. Until I see you again, take care, keep thriving. I love you, and bye.